Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to completely flip how you organize your AI workflows. If you use AI for ongoing work, you already know that keeping your context straight can be a total headache. We're talking about those searching for that one PDF for 20 minutes while your coffee gets cold levels of headache. Well, today we're fixing that for good.
Look, let's start with a frustration I am absolutely sure you've run into. You open up a new chat, and you have to start entirely from scratch. You find yourself repeating your custom instructions, explaining your brand voice all over again, and re-uploading the exact same style guides or massive data reports. It's tedious, it breaks your flow, and frankly, it's just an inefficient way to work. Enter Claude Projects. This is the ultimate solution to that repetitive cycle. Projects basically act as dedicated brains for your specific ongoing work streams. They're entirely self-contained workspaces. They hold their own memory, they keep their own distinct chat histories, they store a dedicated knowledge base, and, this is the best part, they follow customized instructions that you only have to set once.
So here's our blueprint for this explainer. We'll welcome you to Claude Projects, build your project foundation, scale it up with RAG mode, dive into team collaboration, and wrap up with some real-world project inspiration. All right, let's get right into building your project foundation, shifting you from passive chatting to active directing.
Getting your first project off the ground is a super simple 3-step process that literally takes just a few minutes. Step 1 is defining the actual project space, giving it a name, a description, and setting visibility. Step 2 is programming its behavior. And step 3 is feeding it knowledge. Let's zero in on these last 2 steps, starting with instructions. Step 2 is where you hold an immense amount of power. Your project instructions dictate how Claude behaves across every single conversation inside that specific workspace. Think of it as actively programming Claude's baseline DNA, so it always follows your rules. You can tell it to use formal language, to always cite its sources, or to completely avoid certain industry jargon. Once you hit save, you never have to remind Claude of those rules again within that project. It just knows. And hey, you aren't just limited to tone here. You can drop in highly specific process instructions. For instance, you could say, first consider a blog structure that will entice this audience, then write the draft. You can even use this to automate workflows, like telling Claude that whenever you upload a meeting transcript, it should instantly create a structured summary using a very specific template. It ensures the AI approaches a task exactly how you want it to every single time. Now for step 3, building out your knowledge base by uploading relevant files straight into the project. We're talking reference documents, background materials like meeting notes, technical specs, or even examples of past work you want Claude to emulate. You can drop in PDFs, text files, CSVs, or just link right to Google Drive. And actually, here's a crucial pro tip straight from the source. Name your files descriptively. Claude literally uses the file names to understand and pull information. So naming a file Q4 2024 brandguidelines.pdf is going to be infinitely more helpful to your AI than a generic document1.pdf. Let's move on to scaling with RAG mode, which is basically the engine room of your project. Now, you might be wondering, wait, what happens when I upload dozens of massive PDFs? Won't that completely overwhelm the AI? Enter Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. When your project starts approaching its context window limit, it seamlessly kicks into RAG mode. This just means Claude intelligently searches your documents and extracts only the most relevant parts to answer your query, instead of trying to read every single page of every single document all at once. To put that into perspective, standard memory tries to load all your content into the brain at once, which means you hit a wall really fast when you have a huge knowledge base. RAG mode, though, it acts more like a brilliant librarian. When you ask a question, it zips into the archives, grabs only the exact paragraphs or data points needed, and brings them right back to you. You'll actually see a little visual indicator when it enters RAG mode, but your user experience doesn't change a bit. You just keep chatting naturally. So, what's the bottom line here? This smart retrieval superpower automatically expands your project's data capacity by up to 10 times. No joke, 10 times. That creates a massive workspace capable of handling vast amounts of background material, all while totally maintaining the high quality and accuracy of the responses. It's a real game changer. All right, next up, team collaboration and sharing. This is multiplayer mode for your AI workspace. If you're using Claude for work on a team or enterprise plan, this is where things get incredibly powerful. You're moving from individual productivity to full-on team collaboration, and you maintain total control over your shared context with 3 distinct permission levels. Can View gives teammates read-only access. They can see the docs and chat with the AI, but they can't mess with the foundation. Can Edit gives them full power to tweak instructions and update the knowledge base. And Owner keeps full control over the project's existence and visibility. It perfectly ensures everyone on your team is safely working from the exact same baseline.
And sharing these workspaces, it is completely frictionless. You can share projects just by pasting a list of email addresses, or you can toggle the visibility to everyone at your organization to make it instantly discoverable. Your teammates get an email notification, and boom, the shared hub automatically pops up in their Shared With Me tab. It provides immediate, perfect alignment for your entire department. Finally, let's look at some real-world project inspiration and bring this architectural blueprint to life. These projects absolutely shine when you have ongoing work. Just imagine building a Q4 product launch project that's preloaded with all your specs and competitive analysis, keeping Claude perfectly primed to draft documents in seconds. Or picture a client account hub packed with past deliverables and brand guidelines, so every new proposal automatically matches their exact tone. From managing venue contracts for event planning to synthesizing pages of customer feedback into actionable research, you can build a dedicated hub for virtually any ongoing function you have. To make sure these projects actually succeed for you, just keep 4 best practices in mind. Number 1, start focused. Pick a specific use case rather than a giant catch-all project and expand later. Number 2, keep your knowledge base current. Obviously, outdated documents are going to mean outdated answers. Number 3, write clear, specific instructions. And number 4, when you're chatting, reference specific document names to help Claude focus its search, like saying, hey, based on our Q3 report, what were the top customer concerns? So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought to chew on today. Look closely at your own daily workflow. What ongoing work could benefit from having a dedicated project with persistent context? I mean, what documents are you just completely exhausted from re-explaining to your AI? Ask yourself where a collaborative, focused workspace could save you from starting from scratch tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and have fun building.